Every year, migratory birds made their epic journey across continents. Birds tend to move from extremely harsh and cold winter to warmer places where resources are in abundance. This is the nature of migratory birds that constitute about 40% of the world's bird population. They are fascinating flying flocks of interesting shapes across continents, through hundreds of thousands of kilometers, and enrich their sterix of the place where they decide to settle for the season. In this video, we will see some stunning migratory birds, which travel to Andaman for their winter and summer migration from worldwide. Common kingfisher is a fairly common but small, often rather shy, and inconspicuous bird. Beautiful blue and orange plumage, in combination with habitat and habits, is basically unmistakable. Found along rivers, streams, lakes, and ponds, almost any fresh or brackish habitat with small fish. Often perches quietly in trees over water, most often seen in very fast low flight as a turquoise flash over the water, usually flying away. Easily detected once its high, shrill whistled call is learned, even if the bird itself is hidden. Black nape tern is a medium-sized, long-winged, long-tailed tern of warm tropical seas. Adults appear snow-white except for a thin black nape stripe that extends from the eye. This species ranges in tropical and subtropical areas of the Indian Ocean and western Pacific Ocean. Its range in the eastern Indian Ocean and Pacific encompasses the Andaman Islands, India, east to southern Japan and China, south through Indonesia, Malaysia, the Philippines and New Guinea to northeast Australia. It feeds mainly on small fish and will almost always forage singly by shallow plunge diving or surface diving. Common redshank is a stocky brown wader with bright red legs. Compare with slenderer, far more gracile spotted redshank in juvenile and non-breeding plumage. These common redshank species are mostly migrant birds. The breeding populations in Europe and Asia depart the breeding grounds from June to October and migrate southwards for wintering. The diet of this common redshank consists mainly of insects. Small insects, beetles, spiders and annelid worms are their primary food. They occasionally feed on small fish, tadpoles, mollusks and crustaceans. Blue-tailed bee-eater is an elegant, slender bird of the open country, frequently seen in flight or perched on exposed snags or telephone wires. Blue-tailed bee-eaters are seasonal in many parts of their range, and are known to migrate diurnally en masse at some places. They are winter visitors in parts of Malaysia and peninsular India. The non-breeding ranges of the blue-cheeked bee-eater and blue-tailed overlap in some parts of Gujarat and western peninsular India. This species is usually found near water, and like other bee-eaters it predominantly eats flying insects, especially bees, wasps and hornets, which are caught in the air by sorties from an open perch. Common kingfisher is a fairly common but small, often rather shy, and inconspicuous bird. The common sandpiper breeds across most of temperate and subtropical Europe and Asia, and migrates to Africa, southern Asia and Australia in winter. It nests on the ground near fresh water. When threatened, the young may cling to their parent's body to be flown away to safety. The common sandpiper forages by sight on the ground or in shallow water, picking up small food items such as insects, crustaceans and other invertebrates. It may even catch insects in flight. Eurasian curlew is a scimitar-billed large shorebird of varied open habitats. The overall plumage of the Eurasian curlew is greyish-brown. Much of the body bears striped pattern, the head and the underparts are a little paler, the back and rump are white, the tail is white with dark bars. The bill is long and curved. The irises are blackish. The legs and feet are bluish-grey. In flight, the toes extend beyond the tail. In India, wintering Eurasian curlews are distributed in many states like Gujarat, Maharashtra, Goa, Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Odisha, West Bengal and Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Pacific golden plover is a slender plover spangled with gold. Breeding plumage shows black belly and face with mottled white sides and undertail covers, and a white stripe down the side of the neck. Non-breeding plumage is duller greyish-brown overall with a variable golden wash, often quite bright. Juveniles are crisp and neatly spangled above, washed with gold on the upperparts. These Pacific golden plover species are migratory birds, breeding in northernmost Asia and Alaska and flying south for wintering. Some Pacific golden plovers migrate along a broad front, while others migrate in small groups. Some birds from Alaska may cross the Pacific Ocean, and may use several islands en route as stopover sites. Pheasant-tailed jacana is an eye-catching waterbird, found on lakes and ponds with extensive floating vegetation. It is the longest species in the jacana family when the tail streamers are included. The body is chocolate brown, the face is white, and the back of the crown is black with white stripes running down the sides of the neck, separating the white of the front of neck and the silky golden yellow of the nape. The pheasant-tailed jacana species are partially migrant birds. The northern populations of jacana migrate southwards for wintering. They move to southern Thailand, Malay Peninsula, Sumatra, southeast and northeast India and Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Pacific reef heron is a small heron that hugs rocky coastlines. Light morph individuals are usually white all over, though some may show patches of grey. Dark morph individuals are entirely dark grey. Both morphs have yellowish-green bill and legs. Light morph adults are distinguished from egrets in the area by their distinct short-legged appearance and noticeably thicker bill. Yellow-bitten is a very small heron of marshy, well-vegetated water bodies. Adult pale orangish brown or yellow, depending on the light, with a narrow dark cap. Juvenile darker above with pale feather edges. Can be inconspicuous in dense vegetation, but frequently makes short flights. During the flight, note dark flight feathers contrasting with pale yellowish wing covers. The yellow-bitten's breeding habitat is reed beds. They nest on platforms of reeds and shrubs. 4 to 6 eggs are laid. North and central China populations move south in October. Southern populations are sedentary, although there is evidence of local movements in India.